here in Hungary with Ágnes, my sweet friend, and I want to make Hungarian goulash because I love Hungarian goulash, but I want to do a vegan version without any oil. Tell me a little bit about regular Hungarian goulash.
The regular Hungarian goulash contains a lot of vegetables, as yours one will contain, and meat, usually beef. And the texture is going to be the same as yours. It's more like a stew.
When you start with good ingredients, you're going to have something that tastes good. And everyone I talked to here said the main ingredient is the paprika.
Yes, as like all the Hungarian foods contains baked paprika.
Oh, okay, so it's not just goulash, but they're kind of all about paprika.
The traditional Hungarian foods contains paprika.
Look, I have 4 different bags of paprika. I luckily ran into somebody in the market who was American. She heard me speaking English, and she said, "Oh, you're going to make Hungarian goulash but vegan. You need." And she looked at this one and she said, "That's not the good one. Come with me. You have to get the really specialty one." And so I got this one, and it really smells nice. And then I don't always like smoked paprika, but this one is excellent. I had it out at a restaurant, a vegan restaurant, but it had gluten in it because they thickened it with flour. And you said that is also traditional. I also wanted to make it gluten-free. To make it hearty and to replace the protein of the meat, I cooked some red lentils. I got some white beans. Beans have as much protein as meat, but they also have a ton of fiber, which is really good for you. And all meat has 0 fiber. And what we really need is a lot of fiber. It's hard to digest meat. We can do it, but as you get older, it becomes more of a strain on your body. And the spinach is going to be the last thing we put in. Start with the things that take the longest to cook. So we're going to start with the onion and the potato. We're actually going to put some water in. Normally with a stew, you would cook everything in oil first, but we just don't need it. We get enough fat. The woman said, "Oh, you have to put caraway seeds in." I love caraway seeds. I miss rye bread because I'm not eating gluten, but smell this. That's and I didn't know the goulash had this caraway seeds in it. Caraway seeds are so good for you, and it helps it digest. The thing that you don't put in goulash that I'm putting in just to make it taste good is the lemon juice and lemon zest.
That's new.
That's new. So it's Hungarian goulash with the California twist.
Yes.
The carrot, and I'm going to do the potato and the onion and the garlic. Instead of thickening with flour, it's going to naturally thicken from the starch from the potato and the beans. Put the spinach in last, but carrots take a little while, so we'll do that. You can cut the kohlrabi. The kohlrabi, I do take the skin off. I like kohlrabi, and I never use it.
Why?
I don't know. I forget about it. It's like poor kohlrabi. Everybody forgets about it.
I like it in raw.
Yeah, it's good raw. Well. It reminds me of the stem of the broccoli. It's also we call that a cruciferous vegetable.
Yes.
Very okay. You know, it's good for cancer prevention.
I haven't heard it, but it's very delicious and healthy also.
Yeah, it prevents cancer. So does having 1 mushroom a day will reduce your risk of cancer 60%. You want to eat the rainbow, and of course the paprika, the fresh one, and then the powdered. See, I don't like things too spicy. People can always add more. I'm sensitive to spice, so I like it to have a little kick, but not overly. That almost drowns out the other flavors if you have it too hot.
After that, so the traditional goulash soup is quite spicy.
Okay, so you can put all those potatoes in there. Even though the beans are already cooked, this one was from a can, hence the chopping my thumb off on the can, which is always fun. They're already cooked, but I want it to help create the thickness. I'm gonna put the mushrooms in. Just want just enough water to cover it. You can cut up the tomato also.
The tomato?
Oh, do you put tomato in when you make Hungarian?
No.
Goulash? No?
No.
Do you put tomato paste?
No.
It gets red only because the paprika?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I put 1 tomato. Oh, you're doing the garlic. Great. There's a few things then that makes it the California style. Tomato, lemon zest. And then when I got to this big, beautiful room, they said, "This is our gift to you." They left me wine and water. Is it Hungarian wine?
Yes.
Okay, they put a corkscrew next to it. Look at the top. Wait, I don't drink, but I bet that would be really good in the soup.
How much?
No, this much. And then a smoked paprika, which kind of makes it taste meaty. Just enough to cover the vegetables, but not so much that it makes it watery. Because like you said, it's more of a stew than a soup, right?
Somewhere in the middle. And do you know that the Hungarian paprika, the yellow one, contains more C vitamin C than the lemon?
I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a yellow paprika.
Yeah, yes, but for the yellow paprika we use it for cold sandwiches and things like that. So we don't use-
I'll put a little bit of the spinach and parsley now,
No?
but I'll put a little at the end because it won't stay green. And then, salt we need. I'm not going to put the top because I want the juice to get thick. So we're letting that, it's called reduce. We want it to reduce. And then we see what the flavors do on their own with all the vegetables at the end, then we taste it and see what it means. So we want our food to be beautiful. Already it's beautiful.
The rainbow.
Paprika, the rainbow. You know, it's kind of like a one-pot meal. You can make a big pot too and have it for a few days and then freeze some. Do you do that with your goulash? And it doesn't need to overboil. We just wanted to get it boiling enough to cook the potatoes, and now we can turn it down a bit. Hungarian goulash, very beautiful, with some Californian flavors. And now to make it beautiful, we're going to put the more green on top, and I think it's very lovely. So instead of using flour, so this juice is a little thin for being a goulash, right? But watch, if it cooks a little longer, and I just take some of the pieces of potato, the starch in the potato is going to start to thicken the soup, and same with the bean. The more you let it cook a little, it mingles the flavors, but it also creates the thickness. Look how thick it's getting now. Who needs flour, right? You don't need oil, you don't need flour,
And meat.
and you don't need the meat. So it's just another way to still keep your traditional dishes and cut down a little on meat. I'm not telling everybody they have to give up everything. You know, cut down a little, add some more fruits and vegetables, have a little less meat. It'll prevent disease and help you live longer and feel healthier. But we can see. Maybe you should marry her.
And we're gonna invite you.
Oh, yay! Did you grow up with your mom and your grandma making Hungarian goulash?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We grew up like that.
And then what did you think tonight of the lentils and the...
It was one of my favorite and best experience
Oh.
I had with a vegan kitchen, a great chef like you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you for filming tonight.